Okay, welcome to the 1100s. So this is my second time recording this because I recorded on such a high quality that my computer completely it had like a every frame took like 10 seconds. So yeah, I got to do it again. Okay, and the gray is Yvonne, who is good. There are 36 and 5, and they're at nearly 1200. Siberian is also good. They are at 1058, a much larger record. And since Yvonne is since they only have fewer games played and not that many losses, it's kind of unclear how good they are, so it should be like a pretty even match. And I just watched it, and I can tell you it is a pretty even match. Okay. All right, so Adder Ditto. Adder's a safe choice almost always in tier 4. Just like, his Sidewinder, the +1 movement on everything is great. It's cheap. It gives you the +10 attack, +10 defense. It's great. Just a good CO power. And then his Super CO power, the side split or whatever the heck it's called, Super Sidewinder. Let's see what it's called. I'm curious now. Oh, Side Slip is his little one. Okay. So, anyways, so yeah, Additos are like not uncommon in tier 4 because he's just a good CO for tier 4. Okay. The map itself is made by Blue Link. Shout out to Blue Link. Siren's Call is like an interesting map. It has this kind of lander boost from 2 different areas. Pretty good airports because of the mountain ranges here. You can even sometimes see battleships from these ports, although those games tend to be a little bit... People tend not to like those games as much because the battleships are kind of hard to kill with the income being so low compared to other battleship maps. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so let's get into it. And then yeah, so these guys did not use the refreshless interface, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll live with it. So I'm just gonna skip through the opening really quick just to point out right about here. So looks like the first infantry from this base went up here to capture this. Second infantry got boosted to here. And then the third infantry looks like it's going to capture it back. Whereas what Yvonne did is their first infantry captured back, their second infantry captured this way, and then their third infantry is going to go a different way. So they've permuted the capture orders a bit. From my experience, when you back cap, it can occasionally give you like, it can increase your tank timing, so you can get a tank out safely a little bit faster. So that's pretty cool. But I forget which side benefits from that. And then the other thing to note, you can also capture these back 3 properties in different orders. Yvonne goes middle property first, like first, second, third property. Yvonne starts with the middle property and then goes this way and then captures here. And then Siberian captures this way and then... Oh, they actually send a second infantry back. I didn't notice that the first time around, but yeah. There's like some permutations that are around, and yeah, I haven't solved the capture phase, so I don't really know what happens when. I did have a game on it recently, on this map recently, and I kind of remember some good things happening to me in capture phase that I planned for, but I can't remember exactly what happened. I know like occasionally recon from this base actually works pretty well, because it gets to the center very fast. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the second from this square here with the recon, you can threaten here, here, and here at once. So that can be really good. Basically, in 2 turns, the recon can threaten 3 contested properties. Unless it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, 4. All 4 of the properties your opponent might go for, the recon can cover. So that's a pretty nice property for the recon. but we don't see any recons this game, which is totally fine. So there was a base skip here, which looks like just a total accident. Saving the extra 1k, didn't buy Siberian anything this turn, and there's nothing special about 12k over 11k. So yeah, just a misclick or lack of click that happened there. Oh yeah, and then another thing too. Siberian's a bit late with their lander reaching this square here to boost infantry. It looks like Siberian just forgot about this lander and didn't get it active until later. Definitely get your landers into positions where they might be useful ASAP, and then once they're there, you can like if you happen to notice something last minute, you're like, oh, maybe I should boost. Then your lander happens to be there half the time, I guess. So yeah, that way you can like accidentally be like notice lander tech that you wouldn't notice otherwise if your lander is just kind of sitting in the open, not doing anything. So a few more moves. So looking about here, looks like this property is not going to be captured by by acid rain anytime soon. This property here is backed up by the tank, so interrupting is not great. I noticed right here there was a bit of like, I think there was some overkill by Gray Sky here, putting both the artillery and the tank down here, when in reality 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the tank can't reach the artillery in here in this position. So I think it's a little more intimidating to put your tank a little more central so you can fend off what's about to happen, which is this right here. There's a bit of a double attack, free attack on the infantry, and then interrupts this capture. So in response, Gray Sky on the right here kills an infantry and sort of threatens the comm tower. I guess that's like a evenish trade. Yeah, but I guess thing is, it's like it's so close to the base and the airport that it's kind of hard to make this push work in the early game, because as you see here, there's a bit of a tank shot out of artillery range, and now all of Gray Sky's momentum is gone. So I mean, they kind of invade with infantry, but then it gets repelled. Again, playing outside of anti. Sorry, this is gonna be like a running gag that I just replace anti-air with artillery and vice versa. So artillery can't hit on anything, and then okay, some more fighting happens. But basically, the position's stabilized by now, and Amber. Amber Rain is Acid Rain is like stable and has done more damage, I think. So yeah, not a particularly great attack by Gray Sky here, and so I think if moving the tank a little bit to the left to have prevented, if the tank was over here, then it could have like prevented this attack basically. So that was my main thing there. I mean, what happened is okay too, but I just think it just seems a little bit overkill. And the offensive is a little bit ambitious. Okay. I mean, everything is like clear with like looking in the rearview mirror, but what is it? You have 20/20 rear view vision? No, you okay. Anyways, Yeah, but all right. I think overkill here. It allows for an attack there, and then the long-term attack on the right doesn't work out. So not the best, but it's only like a small loss. We see some action on the left, some tank trades. Basically, this whole game, these guys are trading back and forth. Trade. B copters, and there's just constant fighting that happens, basically. This move I'm not a huge fan of. I think that you should probably just like kill off these 2 infantry and then put the artillery on the city, because 5 health artillery still do quite a lot. Just shore up your defenses and then prepare to push later. But instead, there's like a big giant tank attack here, which looks like this, which kind of fizzles out, or at least it gets kind of weird after the counterattack, where now everything is at 3 or 2 HP. And it just looks a little bit weird. Then Siberian hits back. These 2 tanks hit the artillery, and then the full HP tank gets involved, and it actually does work out. So I mean, that's good. And then you kind of have to, from this spot, I don't think you can attack anymore. Okay, he's a madman. He just keeps going in. Okay. Yeah, so finally kills off the tank, and yeah, I can't keep up with these people that just alpha strike every turn. That's a term I picked up from, I think it was like Shu or Zeronex or Voice of Akasha, one of those guys. They were talking about just the idea of an alpha strike, which is just you ignore the possible counterattack next turn and you just do as much damage this turn as you possibly can. And I just see a lot of that this game. Which is good when you have good alpha strikes, but like, I don't know, I try to play a little bit more conservatively these days, and just like I try to play to optimize like the difference in value I'll get when I think like I'll take this much, but I'll only take this much in return. I'm trying to optimize more my net value, not just the value I gain over a single turn. And I mean, like, fair enough. It is true that like hitting as hard as you can usually does result in like a pretty good well, at least when you're brawling, it oftentimes works out okay. But like obviously when it's like a stall war, hitting as hard as you can is just it's no good at all. If you can't break the defense with like a power or something, it's very bad. You gotta be a little bit smarter than that. Okay, and then on the left, all these copters. So at this point, I was actually thinking that Siberian looked like they had pretty much the upper hand. 3K advantage in gold, so actually so 3K, so it's minus the 15, so up 15K overall army value, up like by 9 units or so at the end of their turn. Looking pretty good here. But Yavancho keeps fighting, and doesn't really do all that much this turn. Yeah, I mean the main thing that's happening is this tank gets activated, and they start capping this property right here, which is a bit of a threat because you really don't want to go down in income when you're doing long-term brawling like this, because it's hard to capture when you're also fighting. So So yeah, this threat here is actually like a little bit scarier than you might think. And then, so Siberian actually does not interrupt the capture. So then Siberian goes down 2k income, which is gonna hurt because the brawling just doesn't stop. So more fighting. A bit of a interesting trap here that that Yvonne Chow finds. It can be escaped from by bringing this copter down and hitting this 1 HP infantry and then pulling everything out from the artillery range. But instead, Siberian decides to stay and fight, as we see happens again and again in this match from both players. Hey, this isn't the end of the game, is it? Why is it sticking? Okay, so Yavancho moves and actually ends the game next turn. So here's the point at which Siberian resigns, and I was talking about this earlier. I didn't really understand it. I don't really understand it now. So in my opinion, it's a premature resign. We can look at the values. It's about a 3k, sorry, about a 30k disadvantage from units, and then we take off the. Oh, it's not 15k, it's 10k. So about a 20k unit disadvantage, accounting for turns. Down 2k income, down 5-ish units with you to go. So unit count not a factor. Unit value is noticeable. Income is kind of noticeable. But like the strength here is that Siberian still has the CO power that they can hold on to. If they don't want to use it now, they can use it later. So on the left, things kind of look bad if Siberian stays and fights, but Siberian can retreat actually with all of these units. And then build a second tank from this leftmost base, and then these tanks can't advance. Pull back with this infantry. Capping this gray sky city was kind of bold anyways, because the copter just comes over and interrupts it. Right, and so then this unit dies for free. This unit gets killed by the tank as it deploys to the field. This infantry dies from, I think this B-copter should go over and kill this infantry. And then you can set up to punish the anti-air with these 2 full health tanks. So I think like it's basically 3 dead units here. So now the unit count deficit is definitely overwritten. You retreat from here, but it's fine because like none of your properties are in any danger of being captured anytime soon, because there's no infantry on the left. And then on the right, you're up 2 healthy tanks to 1 injured tank. You're taking out a bunch of units, and you could even sacrifice this 2 HP B-copter for the 1 HP artillery, which is probably a good thing to do right now, because you don't want to go up against 3 healthy-ish artillery. So this sacrifice, I think, makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think it's still playable as green. I mean, it just shows that like this game is a mental game, and like if you really, really, really want to win, oftentimes you can find ways of winning. You just have to have more. Like sometimes it's a matter of just having like more stick-to-itiveness than your opponent, and just not giving up when things get a bit rocky. Because I've definitely seen people come back from worse situations. I think maybe this kind of speaks to the fact that Siberian is not that comfortable with retreating. So that's actually something that I had to work on for a while, is like figure out when are the safe times to retreat, and like when is it a good thing, and can I bait out my opponent's attacks with it, and all sorts of things like that. So that might be a strategical thing for Siberian to think about and try to learn from. So, yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. Stay tuned next time for the 1200 game, and please let this frame rate not be shit. Okay, bye.